You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
I know you do, so that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. I'm your pusher.
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in a world where not much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the journey. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. Today is March 20th, 2024. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week thus far. Today is Wednesday. We almost through it. The spring break is coming. I don't know what I'm going to do. My girl's going to be in the house all week long. I'm going to lose it. I don't know what I'm going to do. These kids being home from school all week long. But this show is being brought to you by Lady J Media Butterfly Entertainment. Make sure you go to YouTube, y'all, and subscribe to the page. If you have not subscribed to the What Up Baltimore TV YouTube page, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out, man. You come on. You're missing out. You're missing out on things that's going on in the community. You're missing out on all the wonderful poets and producers and writers like this young lady that I'm bringing on tonight. You're missing out on all of that. So you want to subscribe to the page, follow the page, like the page, tell somebody about the page, all right? Also, you can get my books, Unusual Favor and Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and 2 are always available on Amazon. Yeah. And you can also get some of my music on any of the social music sites that are available to us. I have a lot of different streams on there as well. All right. So tonight, y'all, I need this tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I really do. Tonight, I got, somebody on my show who I know very well, very good friend of mine, somebody who is very passionate, talented. I mean, just like she really embodies hard work to me. Like you do, sis. You really embody hard work to me. But I want to introduce you all to Aneski Kemsit. All right, Aneski Kemsit, aka Thomasina Redmond. How you doing today, sis?
John, you nailed it. Hey, listen.
I tried.
I am lovely. I am living. So what else is there to, man, I'm living. So I might as well just go on and give it 110, you know?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Every day above ground, like I say, is a good day. And nowadays, with things being so unpredictable, you know, even with life, you know, I hate to log on some of these social sites in the morning or during the day and see people that I've known that have passed away and things like that. Just finding out on social media is something that's new to me because, you know, back in the day, we got phone calls when so-and-so passed or when things were where things were looking not good for someone if they were in a situation in a hospital or something. And now it's like you can just pick up your phone and you see so-and-so just passed away. I'm like, wow, this is it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So look, with this big, because this is still Women's History Month, right?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I think this is inevitable that I got you on here. You know what I mean? It really is. Tell the people about you, sis. Tell them who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Well, I go by the stage name Aneski Anna Kemsit. It is ancient Kemet. Aneski literally means she belongs to me. I have crowned myself as the queen of what life was like, as in the fact that there's no doubt that there's a time where peace and harmony rule, this environment that ruled this. If you ever felt peace, love, and happiness, you definitely understand that that's a feeling that you know is natural and infinite. And that's what I thrive myself on. I thrive myself on civility. I thrive myself on living. These are the things that I believe, life is really all about. And so with that, I am a author, self-published. I am also a poet. I am a producer and director. I'm a thespian at heart. I'm an advocate. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am human, but I am also God. So it's so much in between that, yet all we get out of it is a little dash. And so my purpose, I believe, is to fulfill that dash. Just want to fulfill that dash to the fullest. And so that's why I get up every day and just give it my all, despite if I fall or not. I just get up and keep going. Keep going.
Right. So you are a writer, because I'm gonna just say this, because I like to think every time I do a show, I have new people who are going on this journey with me. I don't like to call people followers. The people who are with me on this journey, I feel like I gain new journeymen and journeywomen every time I do a show. So there's some people that may be watching who know who you are, who've seen you on here before, but I like to believe there's quite a few on here who don't even know who I am or you are. So just tell them what you do, because you wear so many different hats, sis. It's like I was thinking about today, you know what I mean, about all the hats that you wear. Shout out to your husband too, Victor CEO. And I'm like, it's so many different things that you have. I feel like you have mastered them, right? I'm still impressed with how you were able to line up everyone's work in the I Am Woke poetical experience that we did. Like, that was special to be able, you basically laid out, a story on stage with poems from people. Some of us didn't even know each other. We just met and we were just sharing all our experiences. And that to me, I've done a few stage plays in my life, sis. Shout out to Mahogany. My first one was with my friend Mahogany, called Live, Laugh, and Love to Create. That was in 2003. Telling how old I am, right?
Right.
Second one, definitely Womb Work. Shout out to them. I learned a lot from Womb Work and did a lot of wonderful stuff with them. But when I met you and your husband, sis, y'all opened up a different door. Seriously, that poetical experience to me was something that was so special, and it was different. It was new to me because I never experienced anything like that. You know what I mean? And to sit back and watch it all unfold, all of the energy that we had with the rehearsals, like I gained so much knowledge and so much confidence from just being around all of y'all, seriously. So I want to thank you for that. I really do. All right. Now look, I want you to do some poetry, because if not, I'll be talking all night about how grateful I am.
I was about to say, I'm so speechless. I'm so humble, and I mean, you definitely brought it. I mean, hearing that you have previous experience, definitely explains you from day one, bro. You just whatever vision that was in my head, you definitely brought it to full life. Perfect. I mean, you played multiple characters, and you were able to. I watched you in your, person in and 3 different costumes and embodied 2 and 3 different characters. It was amazing to me to watch someone be able to bring that to life, just as I envisioned it. And so, it's first off, it's all about it's a we thing. It's never a me thing in anything I do. We thing, and so. To hear that, you got so much out of it, that humbles me, because I got so much out of it myself, and I learned a lot myself. So, it was never all on one side, and I thank you. I can even begin to, I think you had about 2-3 poems that was actually into, and you actually, Mozart performed one of your poems, and I mean, it's like I can't unhear it. I can see your voice, but I hear her say,
me too.
Bring it
me
on.
too.
And it's like,
Same
how
here.
does that happen?
That was
to witness it myself.
That was justice. And when I read that poem on here week before last, and when I recited, I hear Mozart too. I really do. I love the way she delivered that. Was incredible. And then another thing about that whole experience, watching, shout out to Mozart, follow her guys on Instagram and Facebook, and also Ashley T. Darling. Watching them come to fruition and like come into something that they love to do, and how everyone was there to help, like, I don't want to say shape and mold them, but show them a different way. And I feel like we all inspired each other. You know what I mean? Both of those young ladies have books out right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Jasmine, the problem, another one. I love her. I love her confidence. I love how she delivers her words. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's not playing when she's on the mic. Like, I'm telling y'all, I learned so much from so many of y'all. Your husband is it too. Like, I learned a lot. From being around y'all. Shout out to my sister Shamise, of course, because she introduced me to y'all. I would never even met y'all if it wasn't for her. So let's get into some books. I know you got some hot shit you want to get off your chest.
Yeah, definitely. Look, y'all know nothing changed. I'm on 1% on my phone. I got something new that I want to do, and I'm gonna hold it off as long as I can. But just to start off with, you brought up Shamise, so I'm gonna take it there. I'm gonna take it to the beginning. I'm going to go on and do ISBN. I'm gonna get that out the way. Forgive me if just don't have it off the top right away, because I had a different lineup, but it is gonna go how it's supposed to be. So ISBN, it stands for I'm sick of being a nigga. I'm sick of nigga. I'm sick of being associated with drug dealers, crack addicts, bad spending habits, no justice no matter who's pulling the trigger. I'm sick of
It's all good.
I'm sick of politics who benefit. Forgive me.
You're good, sis.
I'm gonna run it back. The beginning, y'all have to understand where I'm at in my life. I'm doing a lot of things right now. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna try not to cry, because this poem holds true. You know what I'm saying? John say I push. And one of the main reasons why I pushed, the original reason why I wrote this poem is because my first book, story real quick, and this is, for me. My first book, Poison Ivy, I wrote and published, and I don't own it. I don't own the ISBN. And so I found out that ISBN is like a social security number to a book. And so I got a free ISBN EP, but I did not know that I was giving away my book's birthright. And so in a poetry book, and this was Aneski was birthed, and I was decided because I was determined to publish, my book, but I didn't use my name. I wanted to, because that really kind of broke me, broke my spirit, and I had to rebirth myself,
Right.
because I know my passion, my dream, and it kind of, took something from me that I birthed. And so I wrote this poem. I was trying to come up with the funds for my ISBN, and I was just, down and one night, and just, just because the money wasn't coming together. My mother taking care of my children, trying to still pursue my dream with passion. This poem literally fell in my heart, and when I started to write and I still write pen and paper. When I started to write, I did not stop until the end. And I went through, and it probably had me karma through to not even much of a change of words. And it dropped off. And now this is how I really feel because I'm sick of being a nigga. I'm sick of being a nigga. I'm sick of being associated with drug dealers, crack addicts, bag spending habits, no justice, no matter who's pulling the trigger. I'm sick of politics who feed off the numbers, who benefit off the numbers. Non-organizations are monetary gains, so God help our environment. See, whether niggas is Democrats or Republicans, once the votes are in, we still only 3/5. Enough whiskey to get niggas a lick. A life bootlegging just to pay the rent. I'm tired of economical elements fumigating my environment. There's liquor stores in every corner. There's lead in the water. It's fumigating our future like Michigan, like poison Flint. Vaccinations for synthetic toxins pose death and
You're good, sis. Take a deep breath and let it out.
Bro, I needed it just as much as you did. I promise you. I was on my day. Synthetic toxins impose vaccinations that niggas still consider a threat. I guess it ain't no justice when the police got their foot on our neck. I'm sick and tired of being ridiculed and fooled. The oldest university resides to average teach niggas that in school. 28 days been talking about slaves, and niggas still go spend their bitch every holiday. Then it's back to the plantation for about pay. Now that Mass has been in the big White House, I suppose being a nigga wouldn't be such a price to pay. If the roles were reversed, would I live to see the day? Good health and good wealth is all one can figure. I'm sick of being a nigga. Straight up, bro. I'm tired.
I hear you.
And that's why
I love
so hard, bro. I'm buying it so hard. You feel me? I'm tired, and it'd be like I be looking at my community, and I be looking at my children, and I be looking at what they have to come into. You brought up social media earlier, and you know that's what kind of threw me off too, because you was tapping on something deep that I was pondering earlier. Just Hilarious, shout out to Just Hilarious for her accomplishments and putting Baltimore on the map in the comedy world, in the social media, the Breakfast Club. Just Hilarious was having an interview. They was having an interview in the Breakfast Club with David Allen Greer, and she had mentioned wanting to bring back or do a reboot. And David Allen Greer was explaining to her that back then, they got the. He literally said act funky. He said because back then, if someone didn't like something, the only thing they could do was write a letter, make a phone call, or send a fax. Right. So he said they would get up there and do what they had to do. If somebody had a problem with it, well, shoot, they was on to the next thing, and wasn't nobody care no more because the next thing was up. So he was saying nowadays, you say something they don't like, or as soon as you hurt somebody's feelings, you get a ring on your phone, blink just like that, straight message. I don't do that, don't say that, and then you get invested in everything, like you say, is at the touch of the phone. And I was thinking about how with that and alone, yes, it's negative. Why do we always focus on the negative in things? Why, if we recognize the negative, look for the flip side so we can get the positive. Because the positive things that is because media is so instant, why aren't we pushing more positive things? Because this is quick as someone can come and criticize you, quick as you can go compliment someone. And so like you said, if somebody isn't subscribed, because I'm subscribed to What Up Baltimore on YouTube. I get the notifications. I know when Lady J has her podcast on Sunday. I see when things is coming up, and when I have time, and goodness knows there's so much good and positive that's going on in Baltimore. I don't even have enough time to keep up with things.
Right.
But how it is, we can keep up with all the negative quick.
Right.
That's
an excellent. You're right.
I'm one of them people who like to sit back and talk too much. I'd be the other way around. I'd rather than let everybody else do the talking. Because to me, if I'm not trying to do anything about it, what do I have to say?
Right.
So that's why with all things I come on here, John. Whenever I got time, it's and I have been on here. I think I've been keeping count. I think of it about 13 times, and every time I come, I receive with love. Lady J excites me because she's sometimes one of the first people that's jumping in with a comment, and it's awesome to have that support to each other. And like you said, it's a give and take thing. It's even. It's beneficial on both ends. So I was like, I wanted to come up here and do a few new things. We always talk about the play, but I got some books. It started with writing.
Right.
And so with the spring break coming up, I've been trying to promote. I have actually a nice collection of children books that's been published by authors publishing company. And so in lieu of everything, we have God Won't Answer Me.
And that's by your publishing company. Say that again. Four authors, right?
We published it. Yep, by C.L. Deloach. And so feel free to check out on Amazon. All of the books are available on Amazon. You can just push the name. We have my first children's book collection is Little Black Diaries, and these are children books, and these are local authors. And so we always complain about what's going on in the schools, but we have the tools, and we just need to put some footwork in it. But John, you worked in this, it takes work, but something can be done.
Listen,
so that
I just
Little Black Sheep. Hey, John, say what you had to say. Go ahead, show.
I just so we started at 7:30 tonight because I just came from my youngest daughter's school. They had like they called it Read Across America, where they were telling the parents what's going on in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at my child's school with their reading, with their learning, things like that, right? And the outlook that they have for a 6th grader now, from 6th, 7th, 8th grade, the next 3 years. Before we even get to that, the next 2 months, after they come back from spring break, they're going to be doing all these crazy testing every single day almost, right? Reading is so important to our community. It's incredible. Like listening to them talk about the test scores and how they're testing our children and where our children are being placed in these test scores is straight. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. Because the way that they're testing a lot of our children is not right. Some of this shit don't even make no. It's senseless. It's senseless. And I'm not gonna get on my soapbox on that. I'm gonna try to stay on task.
Yeah.
But when I was there, I was so I wasn't angry, but I'm just sitting back and I'm listening. And one of the teachers there, I don't even want to say his name, but he was so good on how he delivered what he was trying to say, because a lot of these teachers, I want to give a shout out to the teachers first and foremost. Second, a lot of them deal with a lot in the school system that they have to endure that we as parents don't even know about. And it's both ways. We got to do our part as parents, and the teachers are doing this. That's it. You know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's about our kids. And if we don't, if we don't make our kids crack open a book sometimes and stop all this phone shit and take that phone from their ass at night so they can go to bed and get up and go to school with food in their stomach, get up and make something to eat. I don't care if it's a piece of toast. Like,
that's right.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to stay on task, sis. But
listen, if it be said, it got to be said, because that's where my heart was at, bro. To talk about just that. You know, I have a series, ABC's Little Black Sheep, Counting with Little Black Sheep, Colors with Little Black Sheep. We have to get our children interested in reading again. And I had my children range from the age of 25 to 4, okay? And though these books, they can read them, even to the little ones. The older can read to the younger ones and still be entertained and still be fascinated. And that is so much mentally, emotionally, is building foundation, structure, creating bond, and more importantly, it is showing an interest in reading. And that is one of the most important, like you said, it's one of the most vital things that is needed. We've got strayed away from in our culture. You know, we have strayed away from reading. And, you know, y'all know my motto is, let's make Baltimore the city that reads again.
That's what we used to be. Like, what happened?
What happened?
It used to be on park benches. It used to be on park benches. The city that reads. What happened? You know, I don't even see that slogan anymore.
I have seen old footage of national coverage of those park benches with the golden letters, Baltimore, the city that reads. Okay. And the thing about, like you said, what happened? Well, kind of like you said, we stopped thinking about the next generation, the ones coming up. We, you know, kind of let them start doing their own thing. And I get it. They get to the point where they can be hard to deal with. But we have a job. Like you said, teachers have a job. We have a job. And once we understand the assignment, they are because they are to carry on. Reading stopping with us. And that means knowledge is going to be cut short, because, to be honest, the most useful things come from reading. When you're watching television, you're letting them tell you the vision. But when you're reading, you're getting information for yourself. You're creating and manifesting the vision from the inside. And so I wanted to get on today and you know, push the books. You know, I write, but I also have a publishing company. My husband and I, we have a publishing company that pushes just more than just my writing. We encourage people to write, and we encourage people to read. And so if you don't mind, you know, if I got time, I have a short story here published by us.
Absolutely. Yes, please.
One of the biggest children's book sellers right now. It's called,
what's the name of it?
The Love Bug. Blue the Love Bug, created by E.M. Wright. Okay. Now,
E.M. Wright is a local artist from Baltimore.
It's a local author. Yes, it is. It is actually Victor CEO's pseudonym. So this is his publishing pseudonym. So you've heard him as a poet, and this is just listen real quick. It's not too long. Starts off by saying, and I'll hold up pictures. We're gonna treat this just like Claire's.
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Blue, and I'm a love bug. One of my favorite things to do is give hugs. The ladybug likes picnics, but he's scared he might get squished. And if you guys, it's colorful. I just want you to see the color in it, so you can see the interest that a child will make reading it. Blue the love bug to the rescue to give him a hug like this. My friend Yellow is a lightning bug who's afraid when it gets dark. Colorful. So here I come with great big hugs that make her start to spark. Green the grasshopper gets worried when winter comes quick. And I'll try to get close, you guys. But a blue the love bug always sees the trick. Black the widow spider gets sad when she's alone. But a hug from blue reminds her that she's never her own. Purple caterpillar who cannot stand tight spaces. I hug her while she's in her cocoon to see what her new face is. My best friend's name is Brown. He's a dung beetle, of course. I hug him and he hugs me. We do this just for sport. Orange is the misfit of the bunch. He's an Oriole bird and huge. And even though my arms don't fit, I give big hugs too. And before I form a
Your volume went out, I think, sis. Got you. I think your volume went out. I think you got muted a little bit. Can you hear me? I can't hear you yet. You can hear me, but I can't hear you yet. There you go. Can you hear me now? Damn, your mic is unmuted. I don't know what that is. I can't hear you. You can hear me still? All right, we're gonna let her come back in. But I love the fact that she's got a children's book in her repertoire. Shout out to her and her husband, Victor CEO. Listen, y'all, go to Four Authors on Instagram. All right, look up Four Authors on Instagram. They are a publishing company. Anyone that is a new author who doesn't know how to get your book out there or how to publish your book, you need to go and contact them. Aneski and Kemsit, Victor CEO. Four Authors. Also, look up Angela Edwards at Pearly Gates Publishing. She published my books that I have. Both of these companies are very trustworthy. They're going to make sure that you're in the right position, and they're going to sit down and explain to you whatever needs to be explained. Angela Edwards told me everything I needed to know about the ISBN numbers that my sister was just talking about. That's how they track our books, how to get it on Amazon, how to track it, how to price it, all of that. All right. Four Authors on Instagram. Go there and make sure you they got a website, I'm sure, too, and look at some of their books that they have. But I got you back. Yep, I hear you. I was just telling everybody while you was gone, telling everybody about you and Vic's publishing company. And I love the fact that you guys do have children books in your repertoire, because see, it starts at such a small young age, because that mind of these children is so it's so much different than when we was coming up. Their minds now, they get to see and experience so much. It's like, I don't even know how they can contain it all. So putting a book in front of them instead of that phone, I know they're going to want their phones and all that, but try to even it out. And I'm just talking to everybody. Try to even it out. You know what I mean? On the amount of phone time and reading time, and the reading scores can elevate, and our children's imaginations can grow. You'll be surprised at how they will be able to solve problems on their own without violence or something crazy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But push reading to our children. We got to bring that back. We do. I was sitting in that school tonight, and I'm just like, this, you know, it upsets me sometimes because I don't like the way they do our kids, sis. I don't like it. I don't, you know what I mean?
And it's a lot of local There's another, Marco has a children's book. Shout out to Marco. He was in the play as well. And it's like, I know quite there, we out asking them to give us the tools, guide us, and show us how to do what we have the power to do ourselves. And a lot of things are basic and simple. And it really starts with love, you understand? And so you just have to be able to accept the fact that without eating, we are compromising the minds of our children. And so therefore we are compromising our future. We have to push that. We have to push that before we get pushing who shot who. Know that who shot who, know how to read. Right. And it won't be much in that obituary. Whoever's in there, his peers will know how to read. This is a fact. This is what it is. And we have to do something about it. As we can see, they're not teaching read. They are keeping us factory written, keeping us, warehouse minded. That is why to work in the warehouse, you only need a 6th to 8th grade education. And that's all they try to give us. We have to push our children to want to go a certain level. We have to get them to want to be. My son just changed the brakes on his car for the first time yesterday. And I told him that's an awesome skill. Absolutely. We have to teach our children. Starts at home. And we have to teach them what's important. They need a skill trade, Oh my, I have to read this poem in the original form. I'm gonna see if I can get this and we have to be real with ourselves. These children have been raising themselves, and some people are not going to try. Some people not going to get it. So those of us who have been called, or to us who feel it is our purpose, we have to put hands to the pole. We have to put our feet to the ground, and we need to march. We need to soldier up, boot up, get ready, because if not, they're going to snatch future. And we've got to be ready for war. We've got to fight for them, because as we can see, they don't even know how to fight for themselves. They don't. These children don't. But if you've been around them, enough of them, there's way more who need us to help them stand out, because the good ones are being overlooked. The great ones are being in media. So I support a great artist. He's only 9 years old, and I listen to his song at least a week now. It's the song I listen to is called "Put It in Motion." YouTube, it is streaming on all platforms. Baltimore artist Lil Zay, LORXAYXAY. Okay? This young man is the epitome of Baltimore. He is what Baltimore really is. It's not what people think. I listen to his words. I watch his moves. I know he is true. He dedicated. And what I see in him, I have seen in a million other children. But the thing about it is they let it show, let it shine, because what's been pushed on media is to be a gangman, pop the pills, and shoot. And they don't know. They don't know. I bet you if someone get out there and he push what this young man pushing, let everyone get on and start read a book. You know what I mean? Go to school, read a book. We have to understand. I've heard people speak on it, and we're not even taking what they're saying and doing nothing about it. We have the power right here in our hands.
Absolutely. I tell my daughters some of the stuff that they like music wise, and I explain a lot to them, because I tell them, I'm like, I went through the same thing when I was a teenager, and me and my brother, your uncle, used to listen to certain different music and all that. my mom knew about hip hop. My father didn't really. He liked it, but it wasn't a big thing. But the thing about it, it was he would communicate. They would communicate and talk to us about whatever we was listening to. You know what I mean? To see if we understand it or understood it. I mean, and nowadays I tell my daughters about some of the stuff that's because I get sick of it. It's just like it's like pushing big ass. Excuse my French. You know. Bought this BBL shit and this, you know, I'm a dude that's getting money, that's doing. How are you getting money? What are you even doing to get it? You know what I mean? Are you getting it legally, illegally? Like, what is this? The outlook that's pushed on our community is just so minuscule. It just burns me up. It's so much more out there than what you see when you walk out on your front porch. That's not what life is about. It's so much more out there. You know what I mean? And you right, we got to do something. We got to. And when I say we got to do something, people can say that all day. We say this all the time. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. But the way I look at it is, it starts with one person. Each one of us just do something. Grab that one little kid that you see that's walking up and down your block that you know damn well he up to no good doing shit that doing stuff that he ain't supposed to be doing. I understand. I know you can't approach all these kids because they off the hook, but the ones that respect you, you know, pull them aside and put something in their ear sometimes. Why not? You know what I mean? Because if not, that's saying if you don't plant that seed, that next year he could be carjacking your ass while you in there with you and your babies. Like that's how real it is. It's not a game, you know. And I'm passionate about this shit. This shit pisses me off, sis, to the max. Like I'm. It's incredible, and I think it's just pushing information, you know. Which if you don't know, you don't know. So we need to be in the know. That's all I want to get to. Us being in the know, knowing as much information as we can about everything. You know what I mean? Because now they starting in like what second, third, and fourth grade with the testing of how your child is going to grow up in the school system throughout middle school, high school, all from tests that starts off at elementary school. They want to say, well, they can learn this or they're not capable of learning that. They think our kids can't comprehend. They can't read something and then recite or talk about what they wrote. I mean, what they read. You know what I mean? Basic, simple stuff like that. You know, and in our community, I think if we start chipping away at the little things, then over time things can get you know a lot better. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm with you, bro. Like I say, you know, so much in just that little dash. But you know, if you put one foot in front of the other and you know from the heart that you are doing what you can do, you giving your best, then when it's over and done with, you can rest because you know in your heart you did your part. You know, right. So yeah. I mean, we all would like to see, you know, a certain amount of success or prosperity or degree of peace, you know, in the world, and we all want, you know, would like to see it, you know, but we know time has no pick. It does what it do, you know, and and so it's like purpose, you know. In the meanwhile, while you here, if you feel as though your purpose is to, you know, feed into or give to or plant a seed, you know, do so. The fruit will bear what you deemed it based on how you sown your seed. You know, trees are for hundreds and hundreds of years old. Of course, when that seed was planted, what was going on in the world is not what is going on now. You know? Right. But it's still flourishing. It's still giving life. It's still giving oxygen. And that's what happens with the seeds we plant. Even when we have children, you know, we are planting seeds. Giving birth is planting a seed. You have to make sure that fruit flourishes forever, infinitely. you know. And so yeah, it start with us. Encourage reading, more so importantly, get deeper than that. Let's get these local authors, the support they need. And even showing, we don't even know what we're inspiring when we put a book in front of a child and say, this is someone that they could identify with in their city, that have experiences that they cannot relate to, and accomplish something, just as much as publishing a book, creating a story. And that's what I love doing most: storytelling and writing, writing and storytelling. But yeah, John, I love this platform again. I love Lady J. I love her other shows she offer. And so it's all about us feeding into each other and watching each other grow. And just like you say, each one reach one, and eventually, from what we will be able to see, the fruits of our labor. I got a poem. I'm gonna have to read it, the original form. I wanted to read it, the edited version. I hope I have that in here. Oh yes, I do. Because I wanted to read this poem specifically because I wrote this poem. I attend a writer's workshop. I want to shout out Unique the Word. She has a book out. That's her Instagram name. She has a book out called a poetry book called Not in Service, and it's a collection of poetry that she put together when she was riding the bus, and it's very intimate. And it's one of those books where you can see she's expressing things that she's experiencing, on her, but the way she lays it out and draws the pictures, you're riding the bus with her, you're right there with her, and so
what's her name?
My favorite poem in there, I can't think, is a long title. It's like The Emperor's New Clothes something, and that, but it's
what's her name again, sis? What's her name?
Unique the Word. Matter of fact, bro, I'm gonna have to you got to get her on here, bro. She's dope, bro. Real life, like to me, she's like a hip hop Langston Hughes to me, or like she's up there.
And look, what's funny, when you said that she was riding a bus and just wrote a collection of poems on the bus, Langston Hughes is my guy. That's one of my favorite ones. And over his lifetime, he rode on a bunch of different ships. And that's where he wrote a bunch of his stuff too. That river, river waters and all that. He wrote that stuff just traveling across the country. You know what I mean? So that's interesting that you said that, because that's the first thing I thought of when you said she wrote that while she was riding on the bus. That's the first thing I thought of.
Oh, bro, she's so dope. And she's also a MC. Bro, rhymes is that. Like so anyway, she has this workshop once a month. Matter of fact, bro, last one, Poetless was there.
Really? My little sis.
Look, I kept hearing this little voice. I'm looking left and right and hearing this voice, and then all of a sudden we leave and I see her because everybody's standing up. She was so high. And man, it was so good seeing her. And
that's my girl.
She got some plans to get some work done this year. So
I know she do. She always planning something. I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. I'm sorry, real quick. Because this is I gotta say this, because when I first started writing and reciting reciting it, I was always writing. But when I first started reciting it, I met Poetless through somebody else. Shout out to Donnie Durango as a producer. And I met Poetless Shakespeare through him. That girl, Aneski, I love her, man, because she was so real with me from the beginning. And she wrote one of her first books that she wrote, she showed me. And she was showing me some of the things that were done in it that wasn't right, to let me know, look, this is how you need to do this. You need to do this, that, and the third. You need to get with a professional editor, blah, blah, blah. Like, I love her for how she sat me down and told me how things should go. And then she introduced me to some other people. That's how I started my open mic. I met her and she introduced me to, shout out to Danielle, right? Yes. But she does a series of plays where it's like poetry and dance and modeling and all this different stuff. And I met a bunch of poets there. through that.
Okay.
And it's cool because Aneski was the type that, I mean, not Aneski, I'm sorry, Arthur Polis was the type that would just share with everybody. She wasn't, you know how some people got information, they just want to keep it.
Right.
And don't plug you with nobody, don't introduce you to nobody. That girl, I love her, man. I love her energy, her attitude. So I just wanted to say that before you go ahead and do what you gotta do. I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
Yeah, no, you man, it just was one of those things where you just be so grateful that you aligned.
Right. I feel you.
So shout out to Unique the Word, who has a writer's workshop once a month, the first Thursday at the Motor House. It's called the Lighthouse Workshop. And when I tell you, John, I've been going there since about last October-ish. I would say September, October-ish. John, talking about church. Talking about church. You just have an array of writers of all kinds, from music to poets to people who write professionally to people who just write as a hobby to people who never wrote before but just wanted to come and see what it's like to write.
Right.
Oh, bro, man, the energy, man. It is something to experience. And I encourage anyone who, loves writing to, come out and, experience.
This is a monthly thing? Monthly?
It's a monthly thing. The first Thursday of every month.
At the Motor House.
And I think I've missed one month since then.
Okay.
But John, man, I go in there and she just does a great job facilitating it. Unique does a great job facilitating it. Great job setting the vibe and great job encouraging, enhancing people in that, and just in their writing skills. For whatever reason the person want to come. So I wrote this poem, all right, and I had wanted to share it because I had decided that I was going to put it in my next poetry book. I'm working on a poetry book called Units of TE, and that means Thoughts of Evolution. And it's a poems collected geared towards mental health and spiritual growth. So the name of this poem is called The Morning Conversation. And I'm reading from its original draft. Again, like I said, I still write on I still write. I have
same here.
I still write.
Yeah.
I still write. So if I start a little bit, it's only because the final is already done up, edited, and saved. It goes, don't you start that again. Dry your eyes, because you cried all night and ain't no need in crying over something so stupid ever again. You see, I didn't say nothing after midnight, even though you started at 10. And I was sure to keep my words to myself when I saw you were still sobbing at 2 a.m. And when you started wailing at 4 o'clock, I said, I can't take this much longer. When will the crying come to an end? And now it is just after dawn, and you think you're going to start those waterworks again? Hell no. Not on my watch. Not today. See, I gave you time to process your emotions, but you used that to waddle and lay in a pile of pity. Sniffling and snorting like a pig, making yourself feel shitty, and for what? Just to get up? But you're really down. Which I don't see why you feel you need to keep a permanent frown. Not when the sun itself chose to raise its head high, letting light touch your eyelids just enough to open your eyes and see another day. How dare you disrespect the endurance of yesterday? You moping and pouting, throwing hissy fits about things you have no control over and the lies that lay upon others' lips. Get a hold of yourself. No, you really need to get a grip, because you seem to have lost touch with your strength. That is why you feel weak. That is why you cry. And I can no longer stand by and let you make a mockery of me. Make a mockery of all the persistence. Make a mockery of our purpose. Now go on now. Get up. Brush your teeth. Wash your ass. And wipe your face. Life is out there waiting. And we can't be late.
I love it, sis.
The morning conversation.
I love it. Life is definitely out there, and we can't. So, who was that conversation to?
That was a conversation to myself.
Gotcha.
True story. True story. It's a conversation I often have with myself. Someone can identify them times where you just have to pull yourself together. You gotta jack your own self up by the neck and slap your face to yourself sometimes. Look in the mirror and say, you better get yourself together. Right. Because life is still going.
Right.
You can sit there and let whatever mess bother you and smother you, but you ain't gonna do nothing but stay in here and die. Why? Life is waiting. We cannot be late. We have to live.
Right.
And so that was created in the writers workshop, and I am forever grateful for the workshop and each additional work that I create when I go there. And I'm so grateful. So I just wanted to make sure that I dedicated a little bit of that out. Shout out to Unique and what she's doing, and encouraging people to write. So tonight, I encourage people to read. I encourage people to write, and I encourage people to love. You love yourself first, and let it extend out to others.
That's exactly right. This workshop again is once a month on every last Thursday of the month.
The first Thursday of every month.
First Thursday of
at
every
the Motor
month.
House. The Motor House is located on North and Howard. It has a great venue there. There are many other things that you can go there to experience. They have theaters and even rooms you can rent. If you love the arts, if you want to tap into something local and Baltimore driven, the Motor House is definitely the place to invest in. They're a big part of Micah Plays. So a part there, so you get to see all kinds of artists, and you run into all kinds of networking.
It's a beautiful place, inside and out. And look, I'm gonna tell everybody, and any and everybody who's watching, if you ever see any videos or pictures of kids or people in that alleyway where it's nothing but graffiti all through the alleyway, that's Motor House. That's the backside of Motor House.
Yep, that's Graffiti Alley.
Yep. So many, including myself, so many people have shot in all types of videos and did things in that alley. That thing needs to be like I don't even know. That's going down in history, that alley.
Yes,
for real.
There's
been so many different things that's been done in that alley. And every now and then, I haven't been there since the summer before last, but I used to like to just go down there and just walk through that alley.
Yeah.
Because I feel the energy in it when I go there. And then a lot of times there's always somebody in there that you're going to run into that's either an artist, a photographer, something that's doing something, and networking is what you should be doing too. That's another thing.
It's a great space,
Yes, wonderful space for that. I like that place a lot. That's really, first Thursday of every month. So I'm going to make sure I'm there for next month, definitely, because I would love to be a part of that. I love to be around that type of energy.
I'll make sure I shoot you a reminder, John.
Yeah, definitely do.
I'm telling you, it's like church. That's my monthly sanctuary. It's a safe place, and it's the energy, man. You come out so renewed.
Right. See, I know what you mean, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like when I used to go to open mics all the time and come out, I feel different than I did when I went in. You know what I mean? So speaking of that, guys, before we get out of here, this is March still. So the end of May, I haven't locked a date yet with Glory Days, but I'm going to do an open mic at Glory Days at the end of May. We're going to do May, June, July, and August this summer on the patio. Aneski, you came to the one in June last year. I appreciate you so much. We had so much fun. I say this a lot, but the last one that I did in June, a lady came up to one of my brothers that does poetry and told him that she wanted to throw her underwear at him. And I'll never
yeah, I
forget
remember that. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, me.
Shout out
Did
to
he
my
do
brother
mahogany?
out there, my
I
little
think he
brother
did
out there.
mahogany.
Huh?
I think he
He
did
did.
mahogany.
Mahogany,
Yeah, that's
he
the
did.
one, boy.
Yeah, he did mahogany. That's my guy, Isaiah Haynes. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody out there that loves to write. Also, you touched on writing and how you still write with a pen and pencil. I do the same. And it's interesting because one of the teachers at the school today, this evening, he's an 8th grade teacher there, stressed the fact of how important it is for us to keep our kids writing manually instead of, because now they don't have to write shit. They can type every damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They talking and show up.
Right. And he was expressing on how much it's important for them to still write things out. You know what I mean? Definitely to write things out. So I'm glad I went to that conference tonight because it taught me a lot. It reminded me of a lot. You know what I mean? And I encourage all parents to get as much as involved in your kids' school as you can. I know we all got situations, everybody's, but that village shit still works.
That's right.
Use it. We got to
still a village.
Yes, we got to use it. All right. Teach these children to do things that's going to benefit them in their future. Stop all this petty crime bullshit, the carjacking and all that. It's not going to get nowhere. It's not. But a record that's going to follow you for the rest of your life and it's going to prevent you from getting a job that you need. All of y'all want kids. Everybody wants a family. You know what I mean? So come on, man. All right. Aneski, I appreciate you, sis. I love you. Thank you.
Appreciate you more, bro.
All right. I love you.
Give my love to the family. Give my love to the wife.
Absolutely.
Lady J, sis, thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother Victor, CEO, all your wonderful babies. Shout out to everybody. I'll definitely be in touch with you. I gotta have you on the show again. We gotta do a mental health one because we got so much that we can. I feel as though give out to the people to help inspire, because you never know who's being inspired by things that we do as writers. Right. You know what I mean? I've had quite a few people come up to me and say stuff to me, and it's humbling as hell. I'll be like, damn, when you think nobody's looking, you know what I'm saying? When you think nobody's looking, I had a young man come up to me. I've never had him on the show. I'm gonna bring him on the show soon, like within the next couple of weeks. But he shared some stuff with me, sis. That shit, I got home, I got in my car and drove away, and I was just like, here I am thinking I'm not doing enough. I'm not, I gotta do more. And this young man expressed what we do as writers and how it inspires him watching the show or watching even old clips. Because I run reruns every week. I'm not up to doing the show. Sometimes I ask Lady J, can we do a rerun this week? I'm out of it. I'm done. You know what I mean? And for people to reach out, or I run into them and they say something about my little podcast or on this platform, it means something to me. For somebody to say, hey man, you helped me that day, or that shit inspired me, or you had an artist on there or a poet on there that said something that I was dealing with. Like it's I had no idea how much we can reach, how many people we can reach with just these words. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Sis, I appreciate you. I love you for being on here.
Love you more, bro.
I'll be in touch with you as always, guys. Be safe, be vigilant out here. If you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. Sis, say what you want to say before we get out of here. Tell everybody how we can follow you.
Oh, it's quite simple. Follow me on Instagram at Aneski Anna Kemsit. That's one word. ANESKIANAKEMSIT. You can also follow my publishing company at 4_AUTHORS. 4 authors. I'm pretty sure you can search us, and I'm always available. DM me for anything you need, and I'll be here.
Absolutely, sis. I love you. I appreciate you. Keep them lunch break sessions going. I love it. I'm watching. All right, keep it going. Guys, if you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. Sis, I'll be in touch with you. Stay safe out here.
I will. You too, bro.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love you too.
All right.
Mm-hmm.